Well, it may seem that not getting your child a cell phone is a smart idea, but when the pros and cons are weighed, it is definitely smarter to get your child a cell phone than not. Tyler stated that there is a lot of wasted time with text messaging and apps. Well, let's put it this way. Kids become distracted with pretty much anything. So if what Tyler said is true, that children waste too much time on cell phones, if they didn't have a cell phone, they still would waste that time on the computer and watching TV. Even when I was a kid, I didn't have a cell phone. I spent endless hours playing video games and not exercising outside. As New York Times states, children spend at least up to 3 hours a day on the computer and 2 hours a day watching TV. Cell phones may distract children during the day, but without the cell phone, children aren't going outside and playing anyways. Also, Tyler stated that cell phones have limited children to participating in extracurricular activities and playing outside, but that is not the case. Dr. Cohen, who specializes in obesity, says that children are still as eager to go outside and play games when the weather turns nice as years before. He does not believe that cell phones add to obesity problems either. Tyler also stated that apps are wasting time. Firstly, apps are doing anything but that. Apps actually are saving time. Information is at the tip of your fingers at all moments. Also, he states that children do not need to have a phone to check stocks and emails, but all phones do not have those options. Parents don't have to get their children smartphones. Growing up, I had a phone that didn't even send text messages. It just made and received calls. If parents are concerned that their children are distracted with cell phones, they can put restrictions on them. It was stated that a child had a $4,800 phone bill and that phones do not teach responsibility. But a parent needs to set guidelines before giving a child a cell phone. Obviously, if there are no guidelines to using a phone, a child is going to use it like crazy. If a child goes over the amount of text messages they are allowed to send, then they should have to pay for the rollover amount. Yes, cell phone companies scam people all the time, but that is why you have to read all the guidelines before the company can screw you over with rollover minutes. In closing, my opponent stated that we have been able to go without cell phones for this long, so why does every kid need one all of a sudden? Well, Tyler, this is because times are changing. It is the same reason that our parents didn't have iPods when they were a kid, but you see 10-year-olds walking around with them today. Children may not need the new iPhone 4GS, but it definitely makes life for the parents and children much easier if they at least have a phone that makes and receives calls. I also didn't grow up with a cell phone, but after speaking about it with my dad, he said if he could do it all over, he would definitely have bought me a cell phone sooner. He stated, "Knowing that I can reach you by only dialing 7 numbers makes me sleep better at night than worrying about where you are all the time."